welcome to First Class Investments. We are so excited to have you here. We hope you went through the entire Baby Pips course, but now we're going to give you a simplified version of what is Forex. So if you haven't went through Baby Pips, I highly suggest you check it out. Go through a few of the lessons because they will help you understand things in a funny manner. What we're going to teach right now is really fast, it's really quick. We're just breaking down the basics. We're just really simplifying them. And we want to make sure you understand the language, because when you understand the language of something, then you can better communicate, get feedback, and better to really work the Forex market or anything at that. Anything you ever learn in life, invest in the language first. And when you understand the language of the stock market, of the doctors, healthcare, or health and fitness, or anything like that, wherever your job is, if you learn sales or marketing or engineering, you learn the language. Even in math, algebra, x's and y's and q's and p's and all that, of what is an exponent, what is a fraction, or in science, what is photosynthesis, all those different things. Learn the language and you will be a master of whatever you need to master. Okay, so enough of that commercial. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So the Forex market is simply this. Stock market, most people understand what a stock market is, or what the stock market is. So there's one place where everybody meets. Buyers and sellers meet on the stock market, and they are predicting of whether it's going to go up or down. Okay, so it's a centralized market. The centralized market is the stock market. Okay, then this is taken straight from Baby Pips, so should look familiar if you already went through Baby Pips. Buyers and sellers are participating in the centralized market, which is the stock market. Okay, don't mind my kid drawings. It's kind of tough to draw on this computer. All right, and it seems like a monopoly because it's only one place where you can get your stocks at. All right, so believe it or not, let's erase this. Okay, pen gone. Okay, Forex is not centralized, and that's what makes it so cool, because it's so many different factors that are contributing to the Forex market. And because it's decentralized and it's not one way of things happening, that means one person cannot have a total influence on the entire market. That means there's a lot of different factors, which makes it very easy to get into, and you have a lot more choices. Now, before I move on, I want to stress the point of how the Forex market works, because this is what really got me plugged into Forex, and this is why we promote it so much, in knowing how to make money from it. All right, because here is the Forex ladder. Here is the hierarchy. Major banks are at the top of this. Okay, so what they do is, every time you open a savings account, where they're asking you to put so much money in your savings account, and please do not drop below that amount in your savings account, is because they take your money and put it into the foreign exchange market, or give it back to lenders, wherever the case may be. But they are not just letting that money sit there. They are literally growing your money without you even knowing, and giving you a 0.01% back. And you're thinking, hey, that's awesome, I'm just letting my money sit there. But they are flipping your money a lot quicker and for more profit. They're only giving you a small, tiny fraction of the profit. And when you start getting into the Forex market, or if you've seen how people are being profitable in the Forex market, you will understand this. So remember the hierarchy. Major banks are at the top. Electronic broker systems, that's what people are, basically the middle people between the mid-size or small local banks and the major banks. Okay, so just think about it like that. But even your local banks, even the credit unions, are doing this. They're putting the money into the Forex market, making more money from that, and then keeping that money to the side. Then there's the retail market makers, retail NNCs, hedge funds, commercial companies. So the people that gets money in from people that's not depositing money or opening accounts, these are actual your investors. Okay, and then there's simply retail traders, where you can just Basically, get into the market with as little as $10 and start making money with your $10. Okay. So, foreign exchange market, aka Forex, it's a place where participants are able to buy, sell, and exchange and speculate on currencies. Foreign exchange markets are made up of banks, commercial companies, central banks, investment management firms, hedge funds, and retail forex brokers and investors. Okay, basically everything we just went over, this is straight from Baby Pips. I'm telling you, if you haven't read Baby Pips, please go and read it to get more knowledge on this. The more knowledge you know, the more you'll understand. Okay, I'm just going through a quick recap of this so that way you'll know. Now, foreign currency exchange rates. We're going to go over each of these symbols, value, if you haven't went over them already. But anytime you go to anywhere where you need to exchange money, this is what it is made up of. Okay, anytime you travel and you need to exchange money for a different currency, remember, you are now participating in the Forex market. What is traded in the Forex market? Like I just already said, it is simply money. Since you're not buying anything physical, Forex trading can be confusing. So that means you're not getting a physical product from this, but money. So it's kind of hard to predict. In the stock market, they are actually going based on previous records or forecasts of actual products that's out there. Foreign exchange market is simply just money being traded from one country to another. So it's like buying a particular stock of a company, of a country, and saying, hey, this country's economy is going to do better, or this country's economy is not going to do too well. And it's a general rate of a currency. Now, a lot of people are seeing this and saying, man, if I got to compare countries and see which country is doing good or which country is not going to be doing good, I got to keep track of all that. That's so confusing. That's the whole world. Why not me just jump in the stock market, which is centralized to me? And I'm going to tell you this. Forex is way easier than stocks. It's way easier because as you keep going through the training, we're going to show you how simple the Forex market is compared to stocks. The stocks are controlled by a centralized market. Remember that. Stocks is a centralized market. And even though Forex is very decentralized, it's like a lot of different factors working into it. This is way more easier to understand than stock market because you gotta look at each individual company. In the foreign exchange market, you're just looking at each individual countries. And also, it's just simply sell versus buy. That's it. You make money on a sell and you make money on a buy. Versus the stock market, you only make money when you're selling off your stuff. When you're buying, you really are buying that stock to hold on and in case it creates. Now with the foreign exchange market, you are just doing conversions. You are predicting conversions of the currency of what's going to happen. So it's simply sell versus buy. You make money either way. And that's why I love the foreign exchange market. Also, let's talk about the foreign exchange market is about money. So the average daily trading value. Now, the New York Stock Exchange, for all those that are in America that think that's very, very big, that's number 2 at 22.4 billion. There's a Tokyo Stock Exchange. That's 18.9 billion. Money. This is money a day. The London Stock Exchange is 7.2 billion a day. Now, Forex market is $5 trillion a day. $5 trillion a day. How much money do you want of that? I mean, how much could you actually benefit from that? And you probably saying, I don't even know. I don't know what $1 trillion is. I thought 22 billion sounds a lot. I know there's billionaires and everything, but what's a trillion? Here is a trillion. Like I said, in actuality, in the spot market is 1.7 trillion, but it's still a trillion. Okay. Spot market just means retail traders. That's how much they can pretty much make from profits and losses. In that case, big banks are the ones that's producing mass amount. All right. So here's a $10,000 in the hundreds. Here's $1 million in the hundreds, and that just made that look really small. Here's 100 million. So if you see carts like this, you know that's $100 million right here, about this size. This is a normal individual. Here's 1 billion, which is multiples of these. Like, remember, this is a million. Now this is a billion. Okay. Now this is 1 trillion. This guy is standing over here, and that is stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks of money a day. This is daily of how much money is being circulated in the foreign exchange market. So if you can just get a piece of this, or even this right here, man, you see how profitable you can be, how this can change your life. Now, let's just talk about a few of the currencies real quick. We have the United States, Euro, Japanese, Great Britain, Switzerland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. We got different names for each one. So you'll need to stop this video, go over this, learn the names, but let me teach you a quick trick. The first two symbols is the country. The last is the currency. So this is United States dollar, the euro, okay? Japanese yen, Great Britain pound, Switzerland, and I don't know why they had this, but just go with it. Switzerland franc, Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. See how simple that is? This is what's going to happen. There's no shortcuts, people. People, listen. There's no shortcuts. Please do not try to skip ahead of videos or thinking, hey, I'm just going to watch a couple of videos and I'll be okay. You need to learn the language. This is why I'm telling you. Go back through Baby Pips and read as much as you can, because this is a $5 trillion market. So just with its $5 trillion, that's a lot of money in the market. You should not play around, and do not play around with your own funds. If you are currently not working and you do not have a steady source of income, please do not trade foreign exchange market, because this will become very emotional for you, and you do not need to be an emotional person in the Forex market. All right. But let me tell you this. Don't take no shortcuts. Still learn this. If you don't have a job, you're looking for a job, or trying to find some way to make money on the side, keep doing that. But take this time to learn this skill, because this skill can stay with you forever. And once you acknowledge, or once you're able to acquire this skill, your financial life is forever changed. Like, you will see money in a whole different light. Okay? So trust your process. Remember, trust your process. Don't look at what somebody else is already doing and say, hey, I want that. You have to take the time to learn it yourself. It's based on your homework, based on your commitment, based on how long it takes you to learn, your time, and you got to be patient. And this is a relationship between you and Forex. There's not a client you have to go to. There's not a selling technique you need to remember or anything like that. This is between you and the Forex market, okay? My suggestion, take at least 90 days to learn this entire flow. That means consistent 90 days, at least 1 hour before you go live. 1 hour of at least some training for 90 days to learn the entire flow of this. All right. If you're saying, man, I need to make money quick, please go ahead and just exit this university. Get out now. All right. Now, my main thing I'm going to stress, and I'm going to stress this a lot in semester 3. You have to do your homework for muscle memory. The process, the technique that we're going to show you right now, and there's so many techniques. So if you don't like our technique, you don't have to use our technique. But we have seen some great results. But each result is, like my disclaimer said, it's based on your own efforts. Okay? But whatever you do, do the homework, do the practice and 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 practice, because that's going to give you muscle memory. Okay, last but not least, learn the language first. Okay, that's all I got for y'all today. This is First Class Investments. Y'all check it out.